Hi guys, it's Rach. Today we're going to be talking about this little brush here. This is the NARS ITA Kabuki Brush number 21, and I recently hauled this in a haul from kissandmakeupnewyork.com, which I will link just here for you guys so you guys can check it out. This was $39. You can get it here in Australia from Mecca Cosmetica or Mecca Maxima. They're the official NARS stockists here in Australia. However, I have never been able to find it. It's constantly out of stock or unavailable on the website, so I'm not sure how much it's priced for here in Australia. You may be able to get it in store, but I would suggest that it would be fairly expensive given that it is around the $40 mark in the US. So this brush here is generally used for contouring. That's how I've seen it used the most here on YouTube. Usually for cheek contouring. You could also use it for highlighting, look down the bridge of the nose. It's just the right shape to do kind of base work like that, and it is a very, very nice brush. Today I wanted to compare it to this brush here. This is the Everyday Minerals brush. This is the ITA Kabuki. I can't actually pronounce it, but I think it's a Japanese based word, so if you know how to pronounce that, definitely let me know in the comments below because I would love to learn. But this one I hauled from iHerb. I will link that haul right here. This I believe is currently priced on the iHerb website for $15.99, and it's on the Everyday Minerals website for around $19 or $20. These are the brushes side by side. They do look quite similar and share many similarities. Looking at them, they have a similar handle size, a similar shape, and they both have a similar purpose. But looking at the differences, the Everyday Minerals brush, the bristles are cruelty free. They are synthetic, and they're quite a bit more dense and slightly longer than the bristles of the NARS brush. These are real hair bristles, and they're a little bit shorter and a little bit less dense, I would say. Still both very, very soft, but do have a different feel. If you look at them side by side, you can see the Everyday Minerals one is a little bit longer there, and then if we look at it this way, you can see that the Everyday Minerals is a little bit denser. There are definitely more bristles there than there are for the NARS brush, although it might be a little bit hard to see given the black hairs of the NARS brush, but hopefully you can see generally. There also obviously is a fair difference in the price. You're looking at the NARS one being more than double the Everyday Minerals brush. So overall, in my opinion, you can get a very similar look, feel, finish with both of the brushes. What I would say is the Everyday Minerals one is a little bit more dense, and therefore you do need to be a little bit more lighter handed when you are using products. However, the benefit of the Everyday Minerals one over the NARS one is that because it is synthetic, you could actually use cream products a little bit more easily with the Everyday Minerals than you can with the NARS one. You can still use them with the NARS one, but they do work a little bit better given the synthetic bristles of the Everyday Minerals brush. I do find that the NARS one feels a little bit nicer to use because the bristles are a little bit shorter. You have a little bit more control, and because they aren't as dense, you don't have to worry about being overly heavy-handed, which is sometimes a problem for me. So if you find that you're a little bit more heavy-handed, this one will feel a little bit nicer to use. But overall, I do think they do really the exact same thing, and if you didn't want to splurge on the NARS one, then I definitely think you could get away with using the Everyday Minerals one and still get the same look and finish. It's a really, really nice way to contour. This is my favorite style of brush to contour with at the moment. It just makes it really easy to get a really nice line. These bristles are still quite soft, so you can still blend it out quite easily. I think the NARS one is probably a little bit easier to blend out with just because of the density of the bristles and the type of them, but you can still do it quite easily with both of them. So that is really it. That's my opinion. If you don't have the money to spend on NARS, if you aren't an avid NARS collector and feel like you just can't go on without having the NARS brush purely because it is branded as NARS, then you can skip the NARS one, get the Everyday Minerals one, see how you like it, see if you like the style of brush. For $16, it is a really, really great brush, and I will put a link to where you can purchase both of these brushes in the description box below, as well as a coupon code for iHerb. So if you've never purchased from there before, you can get $5 off if you spend under $40 or $10 off if you spend over $40. So hopefully that's answered your questions. In my opinion, the Everyday Minerals brush wins purely because it is inexpensive, easy to get, and it does basically the same thing. I did want to throw in another potential option, potential dupe for the NARS ITA Kabuki brush, and that is something that you may actually already own. Do these little brushes look familiar to you guys? If you've purchased any of the Benefit box blushes before, you may recognize these guys. I think these are from the Hoola Bronzer, from the Havana blush, and also the Sugar Bomb blush. This one, as you can see here, is a little bit of an angle, but again, it would still work for doing the contouring, and these are fantastic little dupes for the NARS ITA Kabuki Brush. As you can see here, if we compare, the bristles are about the same length as the Everyday Minerals brush, but have a similar texture to that of the NARS brush there, that less dense, more natural, or feel like real hairs. I don't know if they actually are, but that's definitely their texture, and they work quite well. Very, very similar, if not the same, as the NARS brush. The only difference is obviously the handle. It's a little bit less comfortable, I guess, to hold, but you can still do that really, really well. The width of it is also, it's a little bit wider if we compare them, say, that way to the NARS brush. So this would work a bit better on a slightly larger face, but really that is the perfect length just to run in the hollows of your cheeks there to contour. You can also do it down the bridge of your nose again, along the tops of your cheekbones for highlighting, along the sides of your face again for doing contouring, and you get an extremely similar look. I had completely dismissed these brushes, hadn't used them, and then someone in the comments mentioned that they had heard that this was a good dupe. Decided to try it, and I 100% agree. So if you happen to own one of the Benefits box blushes, they look like this. Here we go, they're these ones here. This is the Hoola Bronzer, a fantastic contouring powder. Get your little brush with it, use it, run it along there, and you can get a really good NARS ITA Kabuki Brush dupe for something that you probably already own and have already paid for with the box blush. So I hope this video has been useful for you. If you have any more questions, something that I haven't covered, please let me know in the comments below. I did want to make this short and sweet, but if you have any further questions, then definitely let me know and I'll try and answer them the best that I can. Check the description box for all my links, as well as links to all the products that I've mentioned in this video. And other than that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!